A billionaire loved swimming so much that he built a hanging swimming pool inside his top-floor apartment on the 58th floor. One day, just like always, the rich man jumped into the pool and started swimming. After a short while, he suddenly saw a bald man under the pool. At first, he thought it was just an illusion, but the next second, the glass under the pool broke. The billionaire tried to swim back quickly, but it was already too late. Water started leaking out fast. The bodyguards tried to help, but the strong water pressure trapped him. Soon, the glass broke completely. The billionaire was pulled along with the water and fell straight down from the 58th floor. At the same time, the bald man calmly packed his things and walked away. The bald man was named Arthur. He was a top-level assassin who was famous for making murders look like accidents. But now, he had retired and was living a normal life. During a vacation, a woman suddenly recognized him. Her boss wanted Arthur to kill 3 people, and every death had to look like an accident. Arthur refused. As a result, many thugs surrounded him. Arthur smiled and said, "Are you trying to threaten me?" The next second, Arthur knocked the woman unconscious using a table. The thugs rushed toward him, but they were no match for Arthur. In no time, all of them were defeated. Soon, more men arrived with guns. Seeing this, Arthur decided to escape. He ran to the top of a cable car. While the cable car was moving, Arthur jumped off and landed on someone else's paraglider, successfully escaping the chase. After that, Arthur investigated the woman's boss. His name was Ray Uncle, a powerful arms dealer. But before Arthur could act, Ray Uncle bribed the local police and kidnapped Arthur's girlfriend, Xiao Mei. Arthur had no choice but to give in. He was taken to Ray Uncle's house. As soon as Arthur sat down, a pressure bomb under the chair was activated. A woman nearby warned him not to move. At that moment, Ray Uncle finally appeared. Ray Uncle told Arthur, "If you kill 3 people for me, I will return Xiao Mei safely." For Xiao Mei's safety, Arthur accepted the mission. Ray Uncle then showed him the first target. His name was Black. He was the most arrogant arms dealer in Africa. He was hiding in an island prison located 112 kilometers away from the mainland. Outside the prison were cliffs over 100 meters high, and the surrounding waters were full of sharks. No enemy could get close to him. Even if someone did, escaping was impossible. On top of that, he was protected by many soldiers. Making his death look like an accident would be a huge challenge, but this was nothing for Arthur. He quickly began preparing. He found a local fugitive who looked similar to him. Then he bought various materials, tattoo tools, shark-repellent cream, deadly poison, and weapons. Arthur also made special chewing gum and special cigarettes. He measured the height of the prison cliffs, copied the same tattoos as the fugitive, and forged the fugitive's identity documents. The next day, Arthur deliberately provoked the police. The police soon identified him as a fugitive, and he was easily sent to prison. At the same time, Ray Uncle arranged a fishing boat outside for backup. Arthur went through registration. His lighter, cigarettes, and chewing gum passed inspection easily and were brought into the prison. He entered the prisoner activity area. Arthur soon spotted his target, Black, who was surrounded by many bodyguards. Arthur also noticed that someone had secretly brought a dagger into the prison. During a fight between prisoners, Arthur created chaos and quietly stole the dagger. While Arthur was thinking about how to approach Black, an opportunity appeared. A prisoner silently walked toward Black. Arthur quickly stood up with the dagger. At the same time, the prisoner pulled out a weapon and rushed at Black. Arthur threw the dagger and killed the attacker. After seeing this, Black immediately ordered his bodyguards to release Arthur. Clearly, Arthur had gained Black's trust. To thank him, Black invited Arthur to dinner. Arthur said he did not like crowds. Black gladly agreed to have a candlelight dinner with only Arthur. That night, guards took Arthur to Black's room. As expected, only Black was inside. Black told Arthur, "When I leave this place, I will rule all of Africa. You will also have a high position." Facing this perfect opportunity, Arthur did not hesitate. Using his cane, Arthur knocked Black unconscious. The noise alerted Black's men outside. Arthur quickly poured poison into Black's mouth. Soon, Black died. When the guards came to check, Arthur calmly told them to stay quiet and said Black was praying. After that, Arthur left the room calmly. When the gang members see that the Black brother is truly praying, they slowly decide to leave. But in reality, this is only a pose Arthur creates using his walking stick. As soon as everyone leaves, Arthur takes out the chewing gum he prepared earlier and sticks it onto the prison wall. Then he removes a small black stick hidden inside a cigarette and attaches it to the chewing gum. At the same time, the prison guards notice something strange and quickly rush toward Arthur. But by then, Arthur has already lit the black stick. He swallows the GPS tracker hidden inside the cigarette, takes off his clothes, and applies shark-repellent cream on his body. In the very next second, the chewing gum explodes, blasting a hole in the prison wall. By the time the guards arrive, Arthur has already escaped. Outside, Arthur sees a cliff that is about 100 meters high. Without any hesitation, he runs forward and jumps. This moment becomes his leap of faith. After entering the water, the guards above are unwilling to give up and start shooting at Arthur. However, from such a long distance, it is extremely difficult to hit him. Using the GPS signal, Arthur's team quickly locates him and successfully rescues him. After Arthur confirms that Xiao Mei is safe, Uncle Lei immediately gives him the second target. The next target is a super rich man from the mining industry. He lives in a luxury penthouse on the 58th floor in the center of Sydney. Of course, many bodyguards stay around him, but that is the smallest problem. The real problem is his security system. The walls and floors are made of concrete that is about 1 meter thick. Every door is made of steel that is about 15 centimeters thick. The biological sensors at the entrance are impossible to hack. This place is basically a fortress in the sky. However, the rich man is very disciplined. Every day, at the same fixed time, he goes to swim in his hanging swimming pool. After learning his daily routine, Arthur contacts a real estate agent and visits other apartments for sale in the same building. During the visit, Arthur secretly takes a photo of the apartment key. After returning home, Arthur carefully studies the building structure and starts preparing chemical materials. Using a syringe, he injects the chemical solution onto the glass for testing. After a short time, the glass reacts and begins to crack. Once Arthur gets the data he needs, he immediately starts the mission. Disguised as a repair worker, Arthur enters the building. Using the copied key, he successfully enters the apartment he visited the day before. He takes out his tools, fixes one glass panel in place, opens it, and steps directly outside the building. He then begins rock climbing, slowly moving closer to the rich man's swimming pool. With the climbing gear he prepared earlier, Arthur easily reaches the bottom of the pool. He then takes out 2 large suction cups and sticks them onto the pool. Arthur leaves the building wall, and his feet hang in the air, but he stays completely calm. By switching between the 2 suction cups, he smoothly moves to the center of the pool and secures himself with a rope connected to the cups. Meanwhile, the rich man arrives right on time. Yes, it is his swimming time. Arthur puts on goggles, takes out an electric drill, and starts drilling into the pool's glass. After that, he pours chemicals and dirty liquid inside. At the same time, the rich man jumps into the pool. Arthur takes out a syringe, completes the injection, and begins packing his equipment. The rich man finally notices the bald man and moves closer. Just then, the glass starts breaking. Arthur releases the suction cups and slides down the rope toward the outside of the building. Due to the pool leaking, the rich man begins to struggle in panic. Arthur slides down quickly along the rope and returns to the room he came out from earlier. Because the swimming pool shatters on a large scale, the scene shown at the beginning happens again, where the rich man falls from the 58th floor. On the other side, Uncle Lay is extremely happy when he sees the news of the rich man's death. Arthur then gets another chance to talk with Xiaomei. However, Xiaomei behaves very strangely this time. She keeps her hands raised during the entire call. The people guarding her sense something is wrong and immediately cut off the call. By reviewing the footage, Arthur quickly understands the message Xiaomei is trying to send. Behind her, the identification number of the ship she is on is clearly visible. Using his own connections, Arthur quickly finds the location of that ship. After that, Arthur jumps down from a helicopter. Using diving equipment, he quickly reaches Lei's ship. With the help of magnetic tools, he easily climbs onto the ship. Arthur takes out his gun and launches a surprise attack. After killing 2 guards, he moves to the first level of the cruise ship. Before the enemies can notice anything, Arthur starts attacking them one by one, but Lei already understood that Arthur would come to rescue Xiaomei because of her earlier actions. So the ship was already filled with many armed men, all waiting for Arthur. Very soon, Arthur is surrounded. Arthur grabs one female guard and uses the explosive device on her body. The guards rushing toward him are instantly blown apart. However, the strong blast also injures Arthur, and he loses the ability to move. Lei's remaining men take advantage of this moment, capture Arthur, and bring him in front of Lei. Once again, Arthur fails to save Xiaomei. Arthur is then forced to accept the third mission given by Lei. The third target is Marco, a rich American arms dealer. Marco has turned a memorial building into his secret base and built an extremely strong security system. Beneath the base, there is also a hidden submarine facility. After returning home, Arthur realizes that all 3 assassination targets are business rivals of Lei. After investigating Marco's base, Arthur goes to a hospital that secretly cooperates with Marco. By hiding inside the hospital helicopter, Arthur successfully reaches Marco's base. As soon as he enters, Arthur launches an attack. After killing several guards, Marco receives the news that his base has been breached. He rushes to the safe room and orders his men to kill the intruder. Then Marco enters the safe room, but the moment he closes the door, he is shocked. Arthur is already inside, waiting for him. This time, Arthur does not plan to kill Marco. Arthur knows that even if Marco dies, Lei will never let him or Xiaomei live. So Arthur decides to team up with Marco to eliminate Lei. Marco is a businessman. When he learns that he can remove his biggest enemy, Lei, he quickly agrees. The two form an alliance. Marco then cooperates with Arthur to fake an accidental death. Marco falls into the water, and Arthur, who is hiding underwater, immediately rescues him. Thick smoke rises from the submarine base. Soon, Lei sees the news that Marco has died in an accident. Meanwhile, Arthur safely brings Marco to the shore and tells him to disappear for a few days. Arthur then calls Lei and demands Xiaomei back. Lei insists that he must see Marco's dead body. Arthur calmly tells Lei to go and look for it at the submarine base, since the the base now belongs to him anyway. Unable to resist the temptation of the submarine base, Lay falls into the trap. He sends a large group of men to take over Marco's base, but what waits for them is Arthur's deadly trap. Arthur wipes out all of Lay's men very quickly. When Lay hears this, he completely panics. Arthur then rushes toward Lay's cruise ship. Lay's remaining guards are on full alert, but Arthur suddenly attacks them. They stand no chance and are killed instantly. In a short time, Arthur eliminates all the guards on every level of the ship. In anger and desperation, Lay activates the ship's self-destruct system. As Lay tries to escape, Arthur catches him and ties him to the ship. Arthur leaves the ship behind. In the next moment, the cruise ship explodes in a massive blast, ending Lay's life. During the chaos, Arthur manages to send Xiao Mei away safely. She survives. Thank you for watching.